back, just ladies and gentlemen, to this second trial. Is our second attempt. Officially, is our second attempt because actually, it's our third one. Um, Trying to broadcast this episode of Andy Team in English. It's our trial English, honoring the name, which is actually in English. And I would like to say hello in order of arrival. First of all, to my brother from another mother. How are you doing, Alonso?
Hi everybody, I'm fine. Very, 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 very good. Like
Very
the
good.
sun. Um, I I want to talk about terms and definitions, but first, uh, Luisito.
First of all, let's introduce Luisito, Luis Gonzalez. How are you doing, Luis? Okay, maybe your microphone is not turned off. You need to turn on
Like,
your mic.
yeah. Hi, everyone. Hi, happy to stay here and anything.
That's everything clear, right?
Yeah,
And Oscar, actually, the second one who tried to log in was Oscar, so I'm pretty sure that he last but not least, Oscar Calderon. How are you, Oscar? You need to turn your mic on, Oscar, because
Excuse me. Uh, Hello, everybody. I'm really excited for stay here. It's a new accomplish of me. Stay in the that is my first. This is my first transmission in English, but
Your
I'm
second
excited.
one.
For one, no,
No, the second
uh,
one. Don't
no,
worry about it.
second of the Andy team, but for me, it's my
it's
first,
the
no?
first time.
Yeah, but it's good. I'm really excited for of stay here, uh, and go ahead. I'm open for your comments and anything you can tell of all of
of us, amazing.
yeah us.
Well, that's good. First of all, I would like to invite everybody who's joining us today to share this episode because it's so important for us, of course, the participation of the people around us. So please feel free to share this episode and, of course, comment. We are talking today. We would like to chat a little bit about terms and definitions because actually it is important and it's a crucial part of the industry to know about what's happening with the words around our inspection field, right? So, because sometimes I had the experience, at least in welding field, that there's exist like a book called, do you remember the name of that book, Oscar, for terms and definitions in AWS?
2.1. I'm not
No.
sure.
Oh,
2.3.
A
A
3.0,
A 3.0.
A 3.0, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe this industry, of course, we can reach out as well. ASTM E 1316, right? For non-destructive testing, or we can consult, for example, ESME Section 5, Chapter 1, for example, or so on
Yeah.
and so forth. But it's a kind of difficult sometimes for us as native Hispanic speaker to agree one word, right? For example, I remember in Spanish, um, socavado, and English is undercut, but in some places they name it the undercut as mordedura, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
What are your
But some terms, some non-standard terms
but
like jailoteo, liqueo
uh-huh,
in Spanish is a bad translate for
frontalization, yeah.
a translation like um, leakage,
Uh-huh.
liqueo, liqueando
Uh-huh.
in
Yeah, yes.
Spanish.
but actually, sometimes they're using a gerundius, right? That actually this is a thing that doesn't exist in another languages. For example, in Norwegian, we
Of
can
course.
find a gerundium word that means some action is happening at that time. So it's a kind of difficult. But I was so related with
But
Likeo,
what about the Jailoteo?
Jailoteo. Yeah, it's like a combination, like a kind
I
of mix.
understand for Jailoteo, it's a high-low in the bevels,
Yeah.
no? The root of the
Yes.
bevels.
Yes.
Yes, of
Yeah,
course,
that
but
is
but
Yes.
but, but it's a non-standard, it's a non-standard term.
It's not a standard, but maybe you can understand, of course, if you are so related with the field. But what happened when you are trying to talk with somebody who is not from Latin America? Maybe from inspector, a guy from United States. They're not using Hailoteo, right? Because that particle, that oteo part of the word, the last part of the word is a
yeah,
Spanish version, right?
yeah.
Yes, like bistec.
Ah,
Uh,
It's like bistec, beef steak.
like beef steak.
Yeah.
I remember a word. I'm sorry, I just trying to share in the team. Okay, good. So
yeah,
the
the
pipit
different
is
aspects.
nice.
Excuse me?
Pipit is nice.
People is
Yeah,
nice, oh, of course. People is nice, free of
the
lies,
idea is similar, no?
firulais.
We have some comments. First of all, Luis Montoya, my brother Luis Montoya from Colombia. Wow, what's up,
Hi,
neighborhoods?
Luis.
Always happen like chalk on coding. Everybody say entisado. Yes, this kind of shulking that
Entisado.
appears especially in epoxy coatings due to a sunlight or UV light that it impinges over the surface. So yes, of course, a lot of people told calizado or calado or entisado. Actually, it's a good
Okay,
example.
Yeah, for
but
example, I don't know, each spec
Uh,
talk with different definitions.
yeah.
For example, you on the presentation of this and the team, you talk about the ISO, you talk about the ASNT, you talk about AWS, and for example, API now have the the personnel. For example, I don't remember how do you say in English, but the the definitions in each spec they public,
Hmm.
yeah, and
like
it
a
different in
glossary.
times is different in ASME, is different in API, is different in AWS, and that is important, no? It's I think it's different in the same country, same
Of course,
as here, no, in Mexico, for
similar
example,
concepts are different in
in the
different
same country.
standards, American standards.
Yeah,
This is
and
another point. This is a good point actually because
yeah,
almost all the organizations come from the United States, right? So it's kind of difficult sometimes to deal with
But
another type of English. For example, for British one, I remember a part of actually the part B, the DBOS book of specification for
yeah,
serial guide test, which established just in a part like instead of base metal, calls parent metal, which is a very useful word in British English, but not in American English. So sometimes actually it's too useful to know another type of English, and this could be a challenge sometimes for a people who is not um, native from that language, right? Luis,
right.
in your case, in your experience, please, dealing
Yeah.
with all the documents, technical documents, for example, because of course maybe you're the man here which deal a lot with new devices, new horoscopes, new UT devices, and so on.
Yes.
So how do you deal with these kind of documents?
And sometimes the documents is different, and I must always try to comment that it's best use the English term.
Uh,
Uh, each code has its
mhm,
own interpretation of each term.
yeah.
Even among technicians or
Mhm,
welders. In the welder to other welder, the term is different.
yeah.
I tried the best is in English,
Uh,
but not always is possible.
Right.
And
yes.
the and another other condition that it's the translating the instruments. Uh, I remember one occasion the manufacturer
Uh,
told me Google Traductor copy paste.
no.
Yes,
No, because
it's
you're trying
Now,
to
now it's better.
use Google Translator and try to translate gordita de chicharrón and gonna be like chubby, right?
and,
It's
Yeah.
not
and
exactly the concept.
Now it's better. But
Now it's
I
better, right? So
remember
you try using
5 years ago, this really bad.
for for
Really,
for
really bad.
example, in the ultrasonic instruments,
uh,
you
Yeah.
can watch the terms
uh,
range. In English, it's range. When you translate the instrument in Spanish,
rancho.
campo, campo, field.
or
It is.
or
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. I
or
remember
or the
few.
term accuracy.
Yeah.
Accuracy
Yeah,
is a term.
Power
Is a
Ranger or
term.
ranchero.
yeah.
Yeah,
Accuracy
sometimes
is a
it's a
term.
little, right?
Yeah. Few days ago, Jorge, or I don't know when upload a video, a shortcut of video,
Uh,
uh, talking about this, and I remember he told about different terms in English and translate to Spanish.
uh,
Uh, the point, I think the point, you can translate the documents if you don't understand the environment.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, if you stay in pipeline environment, you know, and all people know about you want to talk.
yeah.
But if you don't know about the pipelines, you can talk about pipelines. You can translate these works, anything. Yeah, I
Completely.
understand the experts told or intend intended translate
Mhm.
all specs, but it's complicated, no?
Yeah,
Because I don't know. That is my point.
yeah.
I
Actually, it's
don't
kind of
know.
difficult. It's kind of difficult, but I do remember something that we talked about this point with my brother Luis Montoya. Um, during that transmission, that interview, I don't know how to say that in Inspector Reales for about 1 year ago, more or less. And he told me that there's a very good example, keeping in mind the corrosion rate, and people in Spanish translated it to rata de corrosión. So what the hell, man? This is not a mouse or something like that, right? So there's a lot of examples, but we have a lot of comments. Let's go through the comments. I would like to remind everybody that this is our trial or second Officially, it's our second attempt, but actually the third one because the first one was a kind of lost episode. That episode didn't watch the sunlight, but we have a lot of comments now. Andre Munoz, good night, everyone. Good night, Andrea. Thank you for follow us every single broadcasting. Scarlett, in my little
My
experience,
fan.
Hiloteo is really rare for me. We call desalineamiento. Actually, in English, it's misalignment.
It's like
What's
Yeah.
happening to pieces of tubes or piles which are not fitting good? Maybe one is upper than the other one, so this is a misalignment, right? Luis Montoya, or scale on triviology topics nobody can explain in Spanish. That kind of a problem. There's a lot of words actually that have no translation, and I realized that and felt that so close right now.
or not an exactly an exact
Yeah.
translation. Like accuracy, the term accuracy is
Uh,
a term in Spanish different in English because I don't know. I think in English the term accuracy is the same in Spanish is exactitud and
precision.
Precision.
precisión. But in
Precision.
Spanish is precision. But in Spanish is not the same word.
The-
Is even there's an example. How do you call it? How do you say dardos? No sé. Darts.
uh,
It's an example with darts.
I usually
The
I usually use this kind of weapons for this example. It's better.
Well, yeah, but is the point is the term hasn't that translate
Yeah.
exact with in Spanish.
Yeah.
For,
For
for, for
example,
yeah.
when any way the people talk insulation, insulation, corrosion, corrosion. Yeah, it's normal. It's common here. Yeah, for example, in terms of metallurgy, vacancies. Vacancies
Mhm.
is the term of one space inter of the atoms, no, in one structure.
Yes.
Okay, but in Mexico, vacancias,
You know,
vacancias.
so
It's
sometimes the root, the etymological root of some words allow us to understand as well because um, yes, maybe they had the same root in the past, so far in the past, right? But we can understand as well. If I told you, okay, there's a vacancy or there's a vacancia, okay, we can got it more or less because actually it's not like a very difficult word. I understand completely that in Spanish is so easy to no again Spanish is so difficult to understand sometimes so than English. If we compare both languages, Spanish has a huge amount of terms and roots and synonyms and so on and so forth. So sometimes it's so easy for us to catch a word or to adapt a word, right? But it is important to know the suffix and the prefix because, for example, you told, I got a calculator, but some of people told, okay, this is a calculation. Why is Asian? What is eng at the last of the word, right? That this stands for an action. It's a gerundium, right? But sometimes this kind of parts of the words, parts of a language, we cannot understand good until we learn a new language, so we can start understanding our own language, right? We have a lot of
Yes.
comments. I'm so
So,
proud of you.
sometimes I do is search for the term in English with images.
Okay.
In my
Yes.
case, is simple
Yep.
to try to translate the term, but search the image about the topic. Sometimes is more representative
Yes, and you can like
instead
record
of
that
term.
in your mind,
It's
right?
more easy.
Yeah, it's easier. Well, we have. I would like to read a lot of comments because there's a lot of people who's participating today. I'm so proud of you guys. I have another example, but I'm gonna try to explain you in a while. So first of all, Luis Baena, great talk, guys. Greeting to all. Okay, to all. Thank you for considering all and not Luis or Oscar. Jerónimo Pérez Cruz, good evening, engineers. Greetings. Do you know that is something in English, like
It's not common.
those kind of titles, those kind of names or nicknames disappear. It's not fluent to tell, hi, engineer, how are you? No, like in Spanish, I don't know,
Oh
it's
yeah.
a thing,
Yeah.
No.
but I like that because usually it's better just to name you by your name. That's it, or your nickname sometimes if you like it. Scarlett, Luis is right. Sometimes it's better to use technical words in English. That's was like Jorge says, bad traduction. A wrong traduction is
Yeah.
actually a good thing.
Yeah.
Luis Montoya, I always try to explain many things in English because technical English is more specific than Spanish. You nailed it. Nailed
Mm,
it.
Yes.
I'm not sure. For example, I never talk about the born
Courtroom,
arc arc throw,
art
arc
blow,
blow, arc
art blow.
blow
Yeah.
in Spanish. What is the good translate for arc blow?
Uh,
But in,
there's
but
not a good translate, but the most close translation is the closer is one is soplo de arco, but
But
it's
you
kind of
you think
tricky.
it's a good translate?
No, I'm
I
pretty
think
No.
sure,
it's really
but actually,
bad.
No.
it's not named good in English because the arc is not blowing; it's just distortion. So
Yeah,
the arc is moving. It's a
yeah,
kind of distortion of
Yeah.
that energy, but it's not blowing.
yeah.
Oth-
For the
Other
residual magnetics, no?
and another example is same pipe,
Seam-
Excuse me?
same pipe, seamless
Seamless,
pipe, seamless,
seamless,
seamless pipe,
seamless.
seamless pipe.
seamless
A
pipe.
pipe without seam. Yeah, because it was in a extrusion process, right? One
Yeah.
that I always try to explain in my chats or training course and so on and so forth is stainless steel. In Spanish, you call
Yeah.
acero inoxidable, right? And I
Double.
told you
Yes.
Yeah,
there was the biggest lie in the industry. Acero inoxidable doesn't exist, man. It's not.
no.
It's just a kind of a product of your imagination, and acero inoxidable is in our room with us. Okay? Why? Because
It's
in
with
English,
that.
no,
Yeah,
actually, the stainless thing, the stainless concept is because an oxidation process of chrome. So you cannot say
Yes.
accurately that it's not rust or it's not oxidation because any product that you're going to expose to the air, to the oxygen, going to become oxide because this is a um, natural thing. It's a natural reaction, right? So the chrome is passivating or steel, and the traduction of English to Spanish more accurately is stainless steel, acero sin mancha, right? Or
Yeah.
spotless, more or less. But
Mm.
no, maybe that was a very sharp seller in the past, a shark with the business, and he told, okay, inoxidable sounds amazing because people are gonna buy a lot and tons, and we continuously refer as inoxidable in
but
Spanish.
We can talk about of two topics: the terms and definitions,
yeah,
and and the English structure.
Yeah,
But I think the language and the English language has a slightly less ambiguous structure if you
mhm,
compare with the Spanish or
yes,
document in Spanish, like in
Yeah.
Mexico, the normas oficiales mexicanas and things like that. The the structure is very ambiguous, but the English documents or English specifications could be could be structured
It's more
easily.
easy to understand.
Different.
Actually,
It's
it's,
different.
it's more strike. This is direct. This got to the point, and that's it. I'm pretty sure that it's a cultural reason because in Spanish, um, the countries are more related with this thing of be polite or be like kind and try to adorn everything and try to um, you cannot say just good morning and that's it. Buenos días, tengo usted, ¿cómo está? And so on, right?
Yeah.
So this kind of cultural thing works against us, So
Yes.
it's like
Yes.
more ambiguous. You're right.
Hey,
Uh,
for
but
example, when you send an email, the
Yeah,
people put
yeah,
good
yeah.
good day, good day.
good day.
Hey,
Oh, it's just hi.
please. I don't know.
Hi,
Hi,
Hi ho.
or for example, if you translate dear, the people say,
dear.
my honey.
Yeah.
No, dear is
Really?
estimated people. No,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
different.
Uh,
And normally in English, when it's a professional English,
Yeah.
normally the people put dear Jorge, dear Alonso. No,
We're alone,
it's
so yeah.
normal. But the people fear put the dear because hey, it's another man. I
Yours
can't.
at the last of the at the last the at the last part of
It's
the
your man, Oscar.
like
yeah.
yours or sincerely, right?
Yeah,
You.
but
Yeah.
I'm not a man.
I'm yours.
That's
Yeah. In Mexico, it's
that is
like.
But
another.
in Mexico, it's like queda de usted or queda su disposición. It's more or less the same thing, yeah. But it's,
we
it's,
we
it's like, yeah. Go ahead.
I believe we have a problem. I
Yeah.
I have found several translate documents, and I believe they have the technician level, but the technicians take it as if we're loud. Uh,
Yeah.
whatever AWS itself mentioning with is the disclaimer of liability when you have discussions or problems, consult the English version.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. 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 They're like cleaning their own house, right? Their
that
own
is the
house.
most normal.
Okay, let's review some comments because we got a lot. Again, I'm so proud of you guys because you're participating a lot, and I feel that it's amazing to have a lot of participation today. So, first of all, Ariel Orlando, guys, do you think it's better to use technical word in English or Spanish? Sometimes there is no relation for English technical
Yeah,
words. I do,
Yeah.
definitely. Okay, why? Because it's a standard. It's like a point zero, man.
yeah,
So we can gather in a point that is not mine, but it's not yours as well. So it's amazing. Like just
Okay.
okay, let's agree one word, especially in those cases that we are working with people from a lot of parts. For example, larger projects here in Mexico, or I don't know, in Ecuador, in Peru, and something like that. It's like a kind of gathering of people from a lot of places. And maybe I'm attending as a guy from Monterrey, Mexico, and he's attending. You from Tampico is attending another guy from I don't know Peru. Actually, the past week we had a training course for CWI here in Monterrey, and there was a guy from Peru. And of course, we're trying to review some terms that he had very, very different. It was a
yeah,
kind of difficult sometimes at the beginning. So I try to tell, okay, this is English. Let's go through English, and always this an hard recommendation, a strong recommendation for the people, just to say, okay, if you're getting lost, if you feel that you're lost, go through English. There is no other word in English. There's almost any synonyms for English words, but in Spanish we had a lot, you know. So we can discuss these
Yeah,
comments.
okay.
Let me read a couple of
Yeah,
comments.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead, go ahead. Don't worry.
Cardieri, who's changing the configuration of language at Facebook. It happens more or less the same thing
It's a joke.
for 3 or 4 weeks ago. They tried to
Don't
share
worry.
something in Mongolian, right? People
Right.
were like, "Oh man, what's happening? What's happening here?" Okay. Scarlett, some guys, nice conversation about that. They think it is important to take these points, and bad traduction causes a lot of confusions. In some situations, there are people like feel offended or feel so angry when you use an incorrect technical word. Just stupid people feeling offended, Scarlett.
Yeah,
Maybe it's people who didn't know that this is a process. Actually, if you make a mistake or there's a error in your process, it's okay. You are trying. You are not. You are dealing with another language. So people who laugh or people who claims or I don't know, getting angry because you are trying to talk another language is definitely people who needs therapy.
yeah. For example, normally the people are angry when you tell any error. No, it's not only from for translate or anything. No,
And
it's
there's some words that just there's no translation. And think about one. For example, encantar in Spanish. If I told you me encantas or me encanta esto or estoy encantado con esto,
O esta. Or esta.
pues está. What is the right translation to English?
I'm sorry.
If you ask to ChatGPT, it's like I love them, I love you, I love someone, I love something, right? But it doesn't mean that I love really because in Spanish we have another word for that. So simply there's some
Yes.
words that cannot be translated, and this is a magical thing in or Spanish, right? Card Eddie said we have to be careful with Spanish as this language has 12 different deviations instead of English that just only have. That's the difficult part of to do the translation in both ways. Actually, it is.
Yes.
Saluda to everyone. Graciela by email in English,
I,
simple, informal than Spanish, and it's more direct, right? This is a good one, Luis Montoya. Please explain short circuit. I will give you a thickness measurement if you can provide the correct a thickness measuring device. I think not just a thickness measurement. Like, okay, here's your point. You can provide the correct measure, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be a perfect thing to explain to Luis, but just hold on because we really got a lot of okay. Carlos Nichterlein start reading a lot. Okay, we're gonna go through this soon. So Luis Montoya says technical English is more specific than Spanish. An example is the CWI Part B. The difference in translation may occur when someone uses the Spanish version, which means you can have a mistake. Yes, it is. Manuel Fernandez, greetings engineers, excellent dynamic, but I need a beer to understand well. Um, Sometimes, actually, Oscar is drinking one, maybe, perhaps. I don't know. Who knows? Miguel Basaldua, the combo partner says that the technical English doesn't exist. The combo partners can go to the hell right now. Eddie Encantado is like that. Yes, Encantado. But if I would say you me encantas, try to translate that. There's no specific translation. I tried to reach out this for a while, actually, a couple of weeks. Orlando, context is very important in order to use the correct word translation. And Carlos, what the hell, man? You wrote a lot. It's nice. Speech, they have something just to tell to you.
Well,
Spanish is very complex verbs, which is why we don't need to write articles. So sentences in our language are complete. English doesn't commonly use articles. Yes, in mechanical terms, Spanish lacks exact words. You might think English is good, but German is much better. Actually, he got a point. It's say it is because I use books in German. Yes, same here. German plans and designs are much better in German than English designs. Just thinking about units, it's a head kick in English. Frictions and then toe. Okay, it's the same.
And
Toe
then
sets and millimeters. Okay, good. So yeah, we got a lot of. I got a problem actually for more or less 1 month ago when I went to Mongolia during my first classes. That of course my Mongolian level is not too good right now. So maybe I just can ask for something and that's it. Say Sambano, buenos dias, or something like that. But I'm trying to speak and trying to talk to my classes. And I was working as a translator. And sometimes the translator told me like, "Hey, wait! You are so fast. You are going so fast because our structure, the language structure, is kind of difficult. If you say just one word in English, I need to like say 4 or 5 words to explain that single word in Mongolian. So, man, it's crazy how we can deal with that, right? Sometimes I'm pretty sure that this happens with Spanish or even with German.
But
But
English is a language, is a connection for another language. It's like a language business.
yeah, it's the language of the business sometimes, the language of the love, the language of the war. I don't know. Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
you
reach each
you
other.
you you. I don't know, but I believe that the English is the mechanical engineer's language, and another disciplines like mechanical integrity or something like that is another countries have scientists and professionals for these areas, but I don't know, the at least the documents that I consult, that I can read,
Uh-huh.
all the documents are in English.
Yes.
It's a form that we can communicate the same idea. It's very important that we learn just little by little.
I
A
agree.
good
Sorry.
what?
Go ahead. Okay, yeah.
Go
I'm sorry.
ahead.
So yeah, I agree, but I agree also with Cart Eddie, and definitely I agree with Carlos Nichterlein. German is maybe the most logic language in the world. So maybe you can be kind of impressed with these so long words. Actually, I got this kind of tren del mame now in my team. You know, Pancho Buscanovia, Monterrey, Nuevo León, Saludos a Japón, got a new car. And he's so happy with his new car. And I try to um, write or refer to this car as der Pancho Buscanovia, Monterrey, Nuevo León, Saludos a Japón, Wagen. Because wagon is it's a kind of car, right? So I'm always
Yes.
writing the Pancho Escanovia
Krankenwagen.
wagon. No, Krankenwagen is an ambulancia. Or for example, today he's in a trip outside in Chihuahua. So I wrote in the morning the or the I cannot remember the article because this is a very important part of German. Pancho Escanovia Flugzeug. Okay, so I'm trying to like kidding with this kind of system, but actually German is maybe the most logic uh, language that I ever met before. So I'm pretty sure that if you can understand German, it's even easier or everybody to connect and to understand what's happened with engineer. So maybe this is one of the reasons that we got so good projects and so good engineering system from that part of the world, right? We got some other
I want
comments.
about one
Other
point.
comments?
Sorry.
How do you think of the codes and spec interpretation?
There's no need interpretation. You need to just know the language, and that's it.
You
I
think
feel, I
it's
feel
an interpretation?
no. I'm afraid that when somebody asks you for interpretation or use the word interpretation, is because cannot be able to communicate or to understand the reading of a document. So it's not philosophy, man. It's not a thing like I don't know, like maybe the
Yes.
Bible that was wrote about 2,000 ago, and you need to interpret it because in that season they use another type of transport, another type of language, another type of costumes, and so on and so forth. Nowadays, what the last version of D1.1 was written about what 5 years ago, more or less. So you don't
Yeah,
need to interpret anything. It's a lie. You need just to know the language and to know the context and be kind of sharp
Yes.
in technical English, right?
I think each area or discipline has its own terms,
Yeah.
yeah,
and we should familiarize ourselves with and understand them.
Okay.
Is not is complicated. All is complicated. It
yeah. But okay, excuse me.
do you need interpret? Only understand, and familiarize
Yeah,
with the terms with the terms.
but in Mexico offer this type of course, no?
We can find courses everything, even
Yeah,
context.
And, but,
offer codes and specs interpretation,
I can
and
got
and
it, and I can understand that interpretation if there's somebody who's new in the field. And it's somebody that, okay, maybe I'm a new technician, I don't know a hell about codes. It's my first contact with a
yes,
document. I don't know how to manage that. I don't know how to navigate through that document. I don't know about the structure of that book. So I need somebody to guide me through the book just to know what's happening inside and what is important, how to recognize some important points, and so on and so forth. And that's it. But from that point to somebody told you I gonna interpret, no man, there's a huge gap and it's not the same thing. And actually, I'm pretty sure that this is a bad practice, a wrong practice in the industry, and makes just produce. This is just producing lazy inspectors. I don't want to read because read is so important in the industry.
yeah,
yeah.
I
I
remember
agree.
my yeah. Excuse me. Go ahead,
I
Alonso.
I agree that we have to read instead of interpreting so much. Is the is more I don't know,
It's a
objetivo.
crucial part.
Is the
Objective
purpose?
Yes,
or purpose. Yeah,
no, yes, is the purpose. Read the text and understand the text instead of interpreting the text. Because I agree
I
with Jorge. The document, the ASME or API or the so forth
I
is not
yes.
a Bible, is not a philosophy book. I agree.
It's not something that was written for thousands of years ago. Yes, maybe
Yes,
if
of
you're
course.
trying to catch up, I don't know, Hermes. You told about Hermes for 2 weeks ago, more or
Yeah.
less, right? Or I don't
Hermes,
know,
Hermes Trismegisto.
Socrates or Pythagoras. I don't know that crazy man that. living Greek for about 1,000 years ago, okay, I can understand because that was another lifestyle. Okay, they got some ideas, some very good ideas,
I
very important ideas. Not today,
Yes. This is
I think that
no.
right,
I,
Luis?
I, I I don't know. I believe that you need to interpret when you don't know how or what is it, what is it, it is what it is. You don't have idea of the how or what it is. Uh, or another terms that's often confused is experience and expertise. For example, in Mexico confuse this with this term. It is very different.
Okay,
Do you,
let's review some comments. I'm sorry because we got a lot of them. First of all, Alex Morales, I don't think language is a barrier to understanding what the rule says in English. The problem might be, from a perspective, that sometimes people know a few words in Spanish and associate with the phonetics of both languages. You nailed it, because this happens in all the languages. I mean, all the translation is called false friends. Okay, false friends. Um, for example, there's a meme that explained it actually. A man just I don't know, had a mistake and say, "Oh, I'm embarrassed," and a guy who is trying to translate told, "Oh, trying to translate that he's pregnant, he's embarazado," right? No, man, it's a different thing. Actually, it happens in Italian. It's imbarazzata, for example. Okay, no, it is not the same that incinta. If you would like to say that
Okay.
somebody, a woman especially, hopefully it's pregnant, you need to refer as is incinta.
Okay.
Imbarazzata is that she feels shame about something. Okay, she's avergonzada, right?
Yeah.
We should go really to the creation of language. If the specific term comes from English, that language is playing better than other the term. Then Montoya is quite right. Montoya is all right, man, not just quite. Um, Carlos Nichterlein, a very curious thing. Working in a workshop here in Colombia, they use such funny things: the el burro, donkey, el gato, cat, el perro, dog, etc. And they are all tools. I like to show you the German standards for screws and machine elements in German. German isn't as universal as English because, of course, Carlos is not easy and English, right? But it's more accurate in a few words. In a lot of words, I'm pretty sure that German is more accurate than English. I'm pretty sure about that, but of course, it's kind of difficult.
Yeah.
Luis Montoya is trying to help me. Me encanta in the streets of
Well,
if you are in love, I'm hooked on you. But if you, yes, but you know, sometimes it's kind of
Challenge.
difficult to get and to pronounce because I'm hooked. It's yeah, could be miss understanding. But if you try to say like in some informal, you're my jam, or my Smith. Okay, definitely Luis Montoya.
yeah, it's a Colombian guy. No,
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
worry.
yeah, yeah,
Don't worry.
yeah. He got it. Reading is not as important as understanding what you see, and that requires knowledge of basic things. Shall, should, and must are not easily to understandable. Yes, man, but actually, it's easily to understand in English than in
Yeah,
Spanish. You can go to this example in part B, deberá, debería, y puede, and there's a lot
Yes.
of confusions with deberá and debería, and I'm pretty sure that it's better to understand just shall and should, right? What do you think about that, guys?
The standards and specifications,
Yes, these words, these basic words.
describe the responsibility,
Yep.
explain the meaning of the word,
Yep.
like shall is a word that explain the obligatoriedad. I don't know.
These are
yeah.
hard destruction or
Is a huevo. Uh-huh.
uh,
and and you can read that term with that explanation.
Perhaps it's easy to remember those words in English rather than Spanish, right? Because deberá, debería
Yeah.
sounds more or less the same thing. Actually, in our Spanish, maybe for a Spanish speaker from Spain, it's easy. But for us in Mexico or Latin America, we actually don't speak an accurate Spanish, of course. So sometimes we cannot see the difference between deberá or debería because we use indistinctly, right? Uh,
What is the difference of shall be and should be?
shall be and should be. Should be is like a strong recommendation, and shall be is like a have to.
Huevo.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Actually, it's better to use have to, right? It's more like Marshall. It's more like, hey, man,
Please
if you don't
read.
do that, you're gonna die.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but
Is
please
is
read
is
read
sh- shall
API.
shall shall and must versus shall no, should could
Cold.
may.
Yeah, but
Which
in
of these
times,
terms is non-mandatory?
yeah,
Sure.
but in times in any specs you can so about restrictions
Hmm.
or you need uh, made anything say should be,
Yeah,
not shall be, should be.
should
But
be.
in the terms and definitions, don't say this recommendation or this definition. No.
No, but at the first paragraphs of the standard
Uh,
explain the shall and should.
Yeah.
Not
For
not
example,
necessarily in the glossary of terms.
terms and definitions. I was about just so close, man. And
yeah,
you won my time to explain this because Romulo wrote relation is an art since sorry, I had another language in my head. 1915's sort of best relation of Edgar Allan Poe's poem The Crow belongs to Julio Cortázar regarding the poem in both languages. Obviously, I prefer the English version, but no e work of uh, not his work, of course, I guess. And I was about to comment about a phrase from, I'm pretty sure that is from Dante Alighieri, that is traduttore e traditore. Okay, and actually, Carlo Nisterlein comment that the Italians have a very famous short phrase, traduttore traditore. I think it doesn't need any further explanation. Yes, it's so difficult to translate everything. You can give a context, you can more or less be around the idea and try to get it, but not because sometimes, of course, for example, how can you translate chido or pedo? Sometimes it depends a lot on the context, right?
Yes.
So, of course, it is an important. Luis Montoya, look, if you had one shot, okay, Eminem, yeah, or one opportunity, everything you
Eminem.
want to the moment, will you capture it or just let it sleep? Eminem rules. Yeah, you're right. I love that song. Lose
right.
yourself, right?
Yeah. For example, the I don't know how do you say in English, libro,
Book,
book, the book
book,
of is innovators.
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 It's a good book in English, but if you read in Spanish, it's good, but not. It's really good. Uh,
My favorite example of that is The Office. Have you ever seen The Office before?
Yes.
Oh man, maybe
The
it's
office, no.
Perhaps it's my second favorite series. Uh,
Sitcom.
oh my,
Mhm.
the first one is, I'm pretty sure, Doctor House. The second is The Office. The third one is Lilyhammer, and maybe the fourth and fifth
What?
place is
Hannah Montana?
Lilyhammer.
Montana.
Norwegian American series. It's kind of soap opera and Better Call Saul. But well, about The
Okay.
Office, you can watch The Office in English version, of course, the American version, because there's a British version that is not too good. But the American version, you can watch it in English, and man, it's maybe one of the most beautiful things that exist. But in Spanish, it's not too good. It's not like, okay, this is just silly jokes and that's it. But in English, oh man, I really enjoy that.
The language a language can transmit the emotions,
Yes.
but not the same, but not in the same way. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you agree that the documents should be translated into Spanish? I mean, if the people who consult the documents speak English, I'm sorry, speak Spanish, we should work in Spanish, right?
Yeah. Yes or
What
no?
what?
Yes or not? Yes and not, because it is important to encourage people who learn a new language, and it's important to push them up. Just to, okay, man, let's improve our skills. It's exactly what we are trying to do today.
But it's not for it's not an improve skills point. I mean, we can improve our skills, but
Uh-huh.
we are in the QA QC department.
Skill,
But what about the people who
in a
are
lower
uh,
level,
what?
who are in a lower level,
Yes, in a
like
lower level.
brothers or helpers or feeders and so on and so forth.
Yes.
They are people, man. They need to learn and they need to improve. The root reason, the root condition here is not use an English document. Is that in our country there is nobody who is developing engineering. So if you try to reach out, for example, the NUM or the Normex, or I haven't got a hell of an idea that documents that anybody in my city uses.
Yeah,
Um, those are extracts from ISME and from, I don't know, OSHA and something like that. So there's nobody developing our own engineering, and if there's not happened, we cannot got a certainly document, a so specific document as in English. So you got just two choices. First one is go to English version, try to read the English version and work well with that version, or develop your own engineering and use it. You know, but
yeah,
our industry is not convinced yet that it is important to investigate, to improve the things, but by their own way, and to invest in developing.
Yeah, yes, it's important. It's important, but not for all the old people. Not for old people. The um, um, I need to
To
organize
switch.
my ideas,
Yeah.
switch my ideas. But for for a good communication
Uh,
for all the people who work together, the the language need to be the same,
yeah.
not
Yeah.
necessarily English, not necessarily English.
But there's another fact that indeed, when you try to speak in our language, or you try to get information in our language, like a part of your brain, a very primitive part of your brain, starts working, because It's like, oh man, you are like in a survival condition, right? You need to catch
Okay.
everything. So it's not natural for you. You're not in your comfort zone. So I'm pretty sure that this is a condition, is a kind of challenge maybe that help us a lot to make better decisions, to take better decisions as well. So it's like go to basics and just focus in that point that really matters. Okay. So sometimes it's good to take decisions or to think about things just to try to develop your brain and think in another language.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think the is part of our responsibility, um, for the QIQC departments
Hmm.
translate for the better way the documents or the extracts or the parts that the company, Latin company, need to transmit the information in the better way.
Yeah, yeah, perhaps. I don't know, but it's important to encourage people that okay, man.
Yes, yes, it's I've seen some companies
Oh,
that teach English for the partners, or pay for the English classes in
uh-huh.
English courses, out the company, and it's a good
Yeah,
initiative. I don't know, but not all the organizations can give
export.
that kind of
Yeah,
opportunities. Yes.
yeah, yes, and well, this is the same dilemma of ever that okay, I need some skills in my people, but I cannot pay that, and if I can invest in that, it's going to be kind of difficult because he or she is going to left me in a while because gonna find another good opportunity, right? So it's a kind of dilemma sometimes just to invest in people, but
Yeah,
it's better to invest and it's better to do that and it's better to find some conditions so the people can stay. And I'm convinced. I'm pretty sure about that it's important to have at least three languages, English and or native language. Man, it's okay, but you need to get at least a third one because
yeah,
this allows you to communicate and there could be a lot of motivations. For example, I don't know, maybe you're not too deep into this engineering field, but maybe you would like to got a girlfriend outside, just try talking Italian and you're gonna got turn on any woman in the world. So yeah, man, there's a lot of opportunities outside, and I don't know, it's like develop
yeah.
your brain.
It's normal, no?
Yeah,
We can read the Romulus.
for
Romulus.
sure. It says you remember that great writer Goethe, German, by the way. You learned Spanish to read Don Quixote just because understand it. I just started learning German to understand Rammstein. The thing is, adoption of terms for the citizens. The best way to understand what's happening, core, is poro, not problem. Interrun, intercut, socavado entre cordones. For Mexico, mordedura entre pasadas for Spain, and so on. Even the word arcayelao will be a good adoption if they understand in that way. Shakespeare officially sounds as you reading in the Spanish language. Kind of, yeah, more or less. And
It's
it's
a
gonna tell
good
you,
highlight.
do not go away. Remember, many people say it's penetrantes, but we know as it's as líquidos penetrantes, misero leche of dye. For example, magnetic particle or partículas magnéticas or partículas magnetizables, more or less, right?
Yes.
Right.
Victor Line, I think the question should be asked differently. Why not adapt English standards in our country different legislation to native standards tailored to the country's specific needs? Why isn't there a series of NTC or NCH standards for AWS or ASME? For example, AWS D1.5 zero Sharpie testing is required, which isn't the case in Colombia because of course there's not people who is investing their time in develop this kind of documents and it costs a lot.
Yeah. And we take in mind the difference of American English than the British English. It's
Yes.
too different.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of different but we can understand of course sometimes. I don't know, who knows.
I think that the pronunciation
It's like
is
to try
Yeah,
to
very.
talk with a redneck for example.
yeah. If you talk with a Scotch, it's similar than the another
Scotch is
people. No?
similar, it's more similar like Finnish, man, I guess. It's
New Orleans
what the
people.
hell? It's so difficult to talk with the Scotch guy, with an Indian guy, with a black guy, with a Texan guy.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's so difficult.
The Chinese
yeah.
guy.
I
Yeah.
told for us for that. Excuse me, but I think we take in mind it's different English. For example, in ISO specs, it's complicated, no?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. For example, parameters, anything terms are different than the us, but than the us, the we are an Americans, no?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You mean center or centra is the same? Yeah, like oh, there's a lot of example. Okay, good. I love these comments. I really love these conversations. Let's do it in Colombia this May. Prelude to Andy Team Connect. Man, you nailed it again. It is important for us because please keep in mind we're gonna have this event in Colombia, Bogota, Colombia, in July. What is the date, Alonso?
Uh,
25,
25 and 26.
25th and 26th. Okay,
25th and 26th.
of July, Colombia. Please go to ndteam.mx to log in and register for this huge event. We're gonna got a lot of companies there. We're gonna got a lot of people there, just talking and sharing their knowledge about non-destructive testing, coatings, weldings, mechanicals, and so on and so forth. And I'm so proud of you guys because you really rock it with this event. You really put a lot of effort and develop a great event. Um, we're still having some booths, right? So people can just hire a booth to present maybe their companies, right, Alonso?
I'm sorry, what?
There's still some available booths for event, right?
I don't understand.
Space for exhibitors.
Sí, espacio para los seguidores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so you can reach Alonso out or Luis Montoya or myself or Andrea Munoz, so you can get your own booth spot. The question
Okay.
is, you really know the code or did you just read it? This is a hard one actually. It's a very complicated question sometimes.
What?
That's what
The question is, do
yeah, the
you,
question is,
do
do you
you
really
really?
know the code or did you just read it?
Oh, it's a good question because sometimes you can read the code or you can read the document,
Yeah.
but if you don't know about metallurgy, NDT, materials in general and those kind of things, you can understand the context, because some some requirements could 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 have a good reason.
Uh-huh.
If you don't understand the context or the science before behind that requirement, you even you can think, oh, it's a stupid thing, right? But is some important.
Yeah. Yeah, who says sometimes you just read the code and sometimes you know it. Depends on sometimes you just need to read it. I'm pretty sure that always it's important to know the context at least, right? For example, keep in
Yes,
mind this part of SME section 5, chapter 10, uh, appendix 6 about leak testing using hydrotest.
pressure 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 change test.
Pressure change test. There's a lot of things that omits, right? Actually, I'm pretty sure that it's better to use ASTM 13
E E 100.
1003
Yes,
1003
because
and it's better if we sometimes use that because explains. Of course, it's not a so long document. It's about 1.5 sheets, more or less, 2 pages ish, something like that. But explains better things. But keep in mind, these kind of documents are not uh, like a
explain
training
you.
course. They don't need to explain you anything. It's supposed that you already know what happened with the
Yes,
test and about the basics because it's supposed you got a training course or
uh,
went to university or
or a
something.
professional or a
Yeah.
professional to consult the document.
So they it's not in their scope to explain you. Okay, well, take care with this temperature because if you are testing above these 16 Celsius degrees, you're gonna find a crack. Why? Because this kind of materials, BBC materials, has a behavior, blah blah blah. No, man, just this is the rule and that's it. Okay, so you need to understand at least a little bit about the context before go through these kind of documents, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so yeah,
Go ahead with this,
it is
Montoya.
interesting that you put this weekend. I was at Ultra Music Festival in Miami. 100 countries, many languages, a lot of girls, but only one feeling: music. Everyone spoke the same
Yes.
language, electronic music, and dancing a lot. I'm pretty sure about that. Yeah,
Yes.
but yes, these kind of things happen a lot. And actually, man, you don't know. Uh, the world is huge, but if you can communicate, if you are able to communicate with other one, at least maybe not using the best skills, maybe using not the best English, but you can communicate.
Yes.
Always is amazing. It's an amazing task, right?
Or even the accent. I know. No, I meet the people who understand and talk in English
Yep.
very good, but the accent is not very good. It doesn't matter. The point is communicate your idea.
The accent. Um, I was worried about my accent for I don't know 4 years, 5 years ago, more or less, because I started to work a lot with organizations, as ASNT, AWS, and so on and so forth. And I was so worried, but suddenly there was Arturo Escobedo from Twilight who told me a very important thing in my career. He told me, you can afford and work a lot, and you never gonna obtain the accent as an American guy. Why?
It's
Because
not
this is not your native.
necessary.
Yes, it's
Yes,
not your
it's not your language.
it's not your native. So if it was your native, maybe when you I don't know, grow, born, go to school or something like that, you can develop musculature inside your mouth related with your neck, with your tongue, which can allow you to sound like a real native one, right? Of course, sometimes
Yeah.
we got this kind of problem and try to emulate this accent. But no, man, you're never gonna get this American real accent or British accent,
Yes.
right? It's kind of difficult.
It's like the point that we talk about the welders
Uh-huh.
versus inspectors, and some inspectors can say, ah, I know how wealth, but
How the well?
is not true, because Chui Chui said, if you don't have enough experience, like I don't know, 10 years, you
Uh-huh.
don't have you are not a welder. You know weld, but you are not a welder.
Yeah,
It's a good point. You can communicate with English, but you aren't uh,
speaking
a native. Yes,
native
you're
one.
just a speaker. Yes.
This kind of things happens almost in any concepts. For example, a musician. I'm not considered the right musician, and I got here the trumpet. Well, this is a flugelhorn, and actually yesterday I was trying to play it. But I'm no longer a musician because I'm not working with music. I'm not studying every day 4 or 5 hours a day. Um, I'm not investigating. I'm not playing songs every day or got to the gig or something like that. I was a musician. I used to be a musician. I used to be one, but not longer. So
Yes.
it's more or less the same thing that you already referred that. Okay, do you know how to weld or you're a welder?
Yes.
Maybe sometimes it's related with the art and engineering that is behind this kind of discipline, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just a couple of comments
There.
more, and we go to
Yes.
Romulo Betanzos. Who really knows SME 8? Honestly, the most of companies just copy the acceptance of NDT. You are freaking right.
Maybe the authorized inspectors.
Yeah, authorized inspectors, yes. Romulo Betanzos, Montoya, I thought the same. I closed my eyes for a few seconds to hear the Tool performance. Oh man, I would love to
Yes.
be there at Tool gig here in Monterrey, but fortunately, and I'm so proud of that, and I'm gonna be back so soon. I was in Mongolia, and man, I really enjoyed that, and perhaps I'm gonna leave there soon. Uh, and it was thinking about all the souls in there feeling the same language. 45,000 perfect strangers. Fuck yeah, got it. And last but not least, Car Eddie. At this point, maybe the phrase that owned us is Jack of all trades, king of nothing. Yeah, maybe. Why not?
Yeah.
So let's go through the final part of this broadcasting. Guys, I really did enjoy a lot this opportunity to gathering with you today or tonight. And I'm so proud of you guys because you really rock it in this kind of transmission. So, first of all, Oscar, you have final comments for us?
Uh, Hi all, everybody. I'm too excited for this transmission. I that is my one milestone I have in my life, and that is one dream I can take and my hands. And I don't know. I want to invite to follow this fan page or this page, this group,
Yeah.
uh, and 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 go ahead. I'm waiting for you in Colombia.
Mhm.
It's Colombia and the Team Connect Colombia, and I don't know. I'm saying for this transmission. Thank you.
Yes, it was a great. I'm not sure if Luis gonna be connected again. He's gonna try again just to say goodbye, and that's it. He didn't answer yet, right?
What?
Well, go ahead, Alonso. Final comments.
Okay, okay, okay. Um, Thanks for watching this transmission. We have no good good level of conversation except George de la Selva,
No,
but
I'm not.
but I want to keep the rhythm for us and for the
Yeah,
community.
yeah.
We can do for the next broadcast. Everyone will bring an assignment of 10 rare terms to discuss in this focus, I
For
don't know, forum. Okay, I don't know, a term could be rare or could be not not common,
uh,
and we do this to practice and grow together.
generally, with the last part of your
Um,
comment, like grow together, is important because we are trying to growing even more this community, right? We got about
right.
what 13,500 more or less in your Facebook group, right? But I did told you guys, there's people from other parts of the world that already know us and follow us, even if we don't speak English, though. So today we started with this kind of okay. We started one a month ago, and I'm pretty sure that we're going to continue. I don't know, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks or something like that. But it's going to be a very important change for us,
Yeah,
and it's just improve, and it's just try to open us to the world. And I don't know, this community. I'm pretty sure that this community is going to grow up a lot. So thank you for being with this journey with us. Thank you all, guys. And there is a question. So, what is short circuits?
depends of the environment.
Like
Depends
this is
of the environment.
the transfer mode for GMAW. I'm pretty sure about that. What is short circuit, Oscar? What do you think about that? Because we usually know short circuit and
Short circuit
yeah,
Yeah.
good
For
or
example,
good circuit.
when times many years ago, for example, the short circuit are a miracle. Miracle now we we say welding, weld. Yeah,
yeah,
that is the short circuit. But for example, if you go to another field, for example, in an electrical field, it's another thing. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
important. You know about the field you talk or the environment. No?
Yes.
no, I'm pretty sure. I already know that, but I'm pretty sure that Luis Montoya are able to share with us this definition because it's a great explanation. It's not the same sense that all of
No.
us know about short circuit, about this kind of circuits that's just short and like start,
Yeah,
you know, in welding. This is one of the transfers mode for GMAW. So
yeah,
Luis, if you can illuminate us with your definition, I'm pretty sure that we gonna uh, this is gonna be so useful for us. In the meanwhile, Luis Montoya, Romulo Betanzos wrote Luis Montoya electrical circuit of lower resistance than that normal circuit, typically resulting from the unintended contact of components and consequent accidental diversion of the current. But I'm pretty sure that this is not the right definition, keeping in mind this process. It's more related with the length of the
yeah.
circuit. That's a spark resulting for the short of circuit of the short circuit. That's a spark. Okay. Google, yes, of course. Hey, okay, take it easy with Google. Be careful with ChatGPT because sometimes, of course, they have responses, but are not an accurate response. You know,
Yes, of course.
just great and are in development, but maybe they're not like the best option. So just be careful with those kinds of talks, right? Well, by the way, we're gonna have this event in Colombia this year, July 25th and 26th, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I would like to invite you all guys to attend this event. We're gonna have a lot of brilliant and so interesting presentations and lectures from a lot of colleagues from several parts of the world. For
The
example,
showroom, the competition,
the competition. Actually, I'm not sure
the
if there's somebody who
competition.
already sings on in the
Yeah.
competitions for ultrasonic and visual. Uh, by the way, this
Holloway, I don't remember. What is that?
Holloway and yes,
Holloway,
Theo
and
Young, Luis Montoya, and yeah, the cracks of the cracks.
yeah, I'm
Starting
worried. I'm waiting for you in Colombia, no?
in Colombia,
Right?
yes. Um, Can we mention about some of the guys who are attending, guys and girls, of course, who are attending this event, Alonso? We have, for example, Eli Ramirez. He's
Right.
one of the speakers. Is as well Roberto Arenas,
Roberto Arenas, Eli Ramírez,
Jorge Canseco,
Jorge Canseco,
Rómulo
este,
Betanzos.
Rómulo Betanzos, Gilberto Quintero, Carlos Suárez, Luis Montoya, este, Oscar Padrón, Jorge Reina, un servidor,
No, expositors.
um,
Expositors.
El Greñas,
ah, el Greñas, ¿cómo se dice? How do you say Greñas?
the Greñas. There's no
Greñas,
foundation for that.
The Greñas.
Greñas,
Gabriel de la
de
Selva.
Shaq. El Greñas de la Selva.
Yes, so it's
The
gonna be so
White
interesting.
Greñas.
Uh, you don't miss this opportunity to connect with professionals from the entire world and, of course, try to make some business there. So,
Yes.
investment is so low for uh, the
At
benefits
least
you're
six
getting.
countries.
At least 6 countries and working with another 10 countries, everyone. So, I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy that, this gathering, this convention, this event. And of course, the place is amazing. Bogota, Colombia is a city that really rocks during the day and night. So please stay connected with us. I'm sorry. Log in, reserve your seat, and see you there in July 25th and 26th, right? Um,
Right.
last 3 comments. Graciela, it's a leakage. Luis Montoya, short circuit. This is the minimum expression possible to get an electrical results. Okay, good. And
Okay.
Romulo Betanzos, by the way, is my devil, July 3rd. So, are we going to read or no Colombia? Yes, I'm pretty sure about that. There's a lot of places that we need to visit there. But okay. So thank you so much for joining us today. I really did enjoy that. And see you on Wednesday, right?
Soon, soon.
Yes,
In the
Ah,
regular Andy team.
no,
coming soon.
Soon
regular next week,
the Spanish
Wednesday.
version, of course, if you would like, we can try again in English or even no language. I don't care.
Maybe.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
so interesting to run someone something in Italian because you know how to speak kind of a little bit, right, Oscar? But okay, well,
The no. The next transmission is on Wednesday too,
Wednesday too,
or
right? Yeah, Wednesday too. Wednesday second.
okay, one second.
Wednesday
Ah,
second. So
It's too
it's this
really?
close
week.
than this.
Yes. Day
Yeah,
after
yeah,
tomorrow.
sure.
So klappen zo af en toe. Okay. Auf
Okay.
Wiedersehen. So okay, good. So see you on Wednesday in a regular
See you
transmission.
later.
Alligator.
See you later, alligator. I know, after white crocodile.
Bye now.
See you.
Te lo juro, Cam. Los chetos gris oscuros son los buenos. No, hombre, güey. Los chetos chidos son los azul oscuro. Nada, güey. Checa. A mí siempre me habían dado chetos gris claro. Pero la otra vez probé unos chetos gris oscuro y dije... ¡Guau! Güey, entiende que no hay grises. Los buenos son los azul oscuro. Es más, deja tú los chetos, güey. ¿Doritos verdes o azules? No, hombre, para Doritos los grises, güey. Guau.